There comes a moment in life where you realize this truth. Walking away is sometimes the only healing you need. Not because you're weak, not because you gave up, but because you finally reached the point where holding on is costing you your peace, your dignity, and your emotional clarity. Have you ever caught yourself replaying someone's words, someone's disappointment, or someone's silence over and over again? Do you ever wonder why certain situations drain you no matter how much effort you put in? Sometimes the real breakthrough isn't fixing what hurt you. It's stepping away from what keeps reopening the wound. Today, I want to walk you through 8 truths that will help you understand why walking away is not failure. It is emotional healing. It is inner peace. It is strength. And sometimes, it is the most powerful act of self-respect you will ever make. When you remain in a space that constantly drains you, whether it's at work, in a friendship, or within a situation you've been carrying for too long, your mind never gets the chance to rest. You go to sleep thinking about it, wake up thinking about it, and feel the tension sitting in your chest throughout the day. The truth is, your mind cannot heal in the same environment that keeps breaking it. Sometimes the most powerful step toward emotional clarity is stepping back, even for a moment, so you can breathe without the noise. Ask yourself honestly, is this helping me grow, or keeping me stuck in confusion? Creating distance doesn't mean abandonment. It means choosing mental space over emotional chaos. And when you walk away with intention, even temporarily, your mind finally exhales. You begin to feel the softness of inner peace return, and that alone begins to repair what stress has been slowly taking from you. There are moments when someone's behavior makes you question your own value. Maybe they disappointed you, ignored your effort, spoke carelessly, withdrew without explanation, or failed to show simple respect. That kind of emotional hit can make you wonder if something is wrong with you. But their actions reveal their limits, not your worth. Their silence speaks about their maturity, not your identity. Instead of spiraling into self-blame, shift the question from, "What did I do wrong?" to "What does their behavior reflect about who they are?" This one shift breaks the cycle of internalizing other people's choices. You begin to see that your worth is steady, unchanging, and not dependent on how someone else chooses to show up. Walking away with grace restores your dignity. It recenters your heart and reminds you that self-respect is not something others grant you. It's something you guard for yourself. When you stay too close to something that has been hurting you, your emotions stay tangled. Hope mixed with fear, clarity tangled with confusion, strength drowned under the weight of old patterns. You may try to stay patient, stay understanding, stay available, but internally you can feel your boundaries dissolving. Walking away, even slightly, isn't disrespect and it isn't rejection. It's creating the emotional boundary you needed long before things became overwhelming. Distance helps you stop carrying what isn't yours, and it frees you from absorbing every shift in someone else's mood or behavior. Think of distance as a reset, a way to step back without bitterness, to observe the situation without drowning in it. When you do this, your heart begins to untangle itself. You see the situation with clearer eyes, steadier emotions, and a renewed sense of self-respect. That soft space between you and the problem becomes the beginning of real healing. Many people exhaust themselves trying to fix situations that were never meant to be repaired. You replay conversations, analyze every moment, try to understand what went wrong, hoping that clarity will somehow undo the pain. But not everything in life is meant to be pieced back together. Some situations enter your path simply to teach you patience, boundaries, resilience, and wisdom. The moment you shift your mindset from, "How do I fix this?" to, "What did this teach me?" you experience real emotional relief. You stop forcing outcomes that were never aligned with your peace in the first place. Lessons can be painful, but they are not punishments, they are guidance. They reveal what you should no longer accept, where you need to grow, and what kind of emotional environment truly supports your well-being. When you embrace the lesson instead of the loss, the heaviness lifts. You begin to move forward with clarity, not confusion. When you are emotionally close to a difficult situation, everything feels magnified. A small comment becomes a heavy weight. A minor shift in someone's tone becomes a storm inside your chest. And simple moments turn into overthinking spirals. When you're in the middle of emotional noise, clarity becomes almost impossible. But when you step back even slightly, you gain a higher, calmer view. Distance doesn't erase the situation, but it softens its grip on your mind. It allows you to breathe without pressure and see without emotional fog. Give yourself permission to pause, step outside the storm, and observe from a place of calm neutrality. That distance gives your heart room to understand what your stress was blocking. With that clarity, your decisions become wiser, your reactions become steadier, and your peace becomes less fragile. What once felt overwhelming loses its power. You begin to rise above the noise instead of drowning in it. There is a deep exhaustion that comes from trying to control things you were never meant to control. You try to make someone understand you, value you, treat you with consistency, or meet you where you stand, and the more you push, the more drained you become. Holding on too tightly creates emotional fatigue that steals your inner peace. The truth is, you cannot heal while trying to manage someone else's behavior or decisions. Letting go of control doesn't mean surrendering your values. It means releasing burdens that were never yours to carry. Focus on what is within your capacity. Your words, your character, your boundaries, your response. When you stop chasing outcomes you can't influence, you reclaim your energy. Emotional healing happens when your heart is no longer tied to battles you can't win. Letting go with grace creates a quiet strength inside you. A calm that renews your spirit and restores your sense of balance. There comes a point where staying in the wrong place slowly erodes the confidence you once carried with ease. You start doubting your judgment, questioning your value, and second-guessing your strength. That's what emotional strain does. It chips away at your self-belief one small moment at a time. But the moment you decide to walk away, something powerful happens inside you. You send yourself a message that you matter, that your peace matters, and that your dignity is not something you can afford to compromise. Walking away is not a dramatic gesture. It's a quiet declaration of self-respect. Rebuilding confidence doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen through consistent choices. Choosing healthier environments, choosing routine, choosing calm, choosing patience with yourself. Confidence grows when you stop begging for space and start creating your own. Each step away from what drained you becomes a step toward a stronger, steadier version of yourself. Letting go often feels frightening because endings carry uncertainty. You don't know what waits on the other side, and your heart naturally tries to cling to what feels familiar, even if it hurts. But holding on to what is harming you blocks everything meant to help you grow. Sometimes life requires you to make space before something better can enter. When you walk away from what was breaking you, you open the door for clarity, healthier relationships, genuine respect, and deeper peace. It is in that empty space, after the letting go and before the new beginning, where your growth quietly happens. Trust that not every ending is a loss. Some endings are the exact shift needed for your emotional well-being. When you release what no longer aligns with who you're becoming, you create room for wisdom, kindness, and opportunities that match your worth. Walking away with grace becomes the start of a calmer, stronger life. So remember this. Walking away is sometimes the only healing you need. Not because you are weak, but because your peace, dignity, and future matter too much to be sacrificed. Let go with grace. Move forward with clarity. And trust that every step away from pain is a step toward inner peace. Share your thoughts below. How are you healing today? Your journey matters. Your strength matters. And you deserve a life that doesn't hurt to hold on to.